Welcome to the August 7th, 2025 Parma City School District Board of Education meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Mr. Nucio.
Ms. Cohart.
Present.
Ms. Kirkpatrick.
Present.
Ms. McTaggart.
Present.
Mr. Ruda.
Present.
Mr. Vaughn.
Present. Dr. Hunt, can you please confirm that this meeting is currently being live streamed?
Confirmed.
Can you please monitor the live streaming throughout the meeting? And if there is no problem, please speak up immediately so that the technical difficulty can be addressed.
I will.
Thank you, sir. So this is information to the board, Dr. Hunt, and you're up, sir.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
My fault. Beg your pardon. I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-357, approval of the board meeting agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-357. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yes.
Mr. Ruda.
Yes.
Ms. Cohart.
Yes.
Ms. Kirkpatrick.
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2025-08-357 has been approved. Now, Dr. Hunt, you're on your floor, sir.
Okay, thank you. Oh, it worked. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, I wanted to share some information specific to three areas that I hope will be of use not only for you to help us better understand our federal funding and title dollars, our staffing, especially around CTE, and our days of cash policy. And then what I hope to do at the end is kind of tie those three pieces together, because I've been asked, as have you, why are we seeking operating money in November? And I think that what you'll see is that the reason we're asking is tied directly to these pieces. So I want to walk through this with you, certainly open to questions. If you need me to stop or clarify or explain again, just say that again, and I'll do that. So first I want to talk about federal funding. So as you are aware, at the federal level, our federal funds were frozen. And there were three particular areas where we were not going to get any money. That changed today. So we actually got allocations in all of our 7 areas for title funding. So if you didn't know, we have Title 1A, which is basic programs, Title 2A, which supports effective instruction, Title 3, language instruction for English learners, Title 4A, student support and academic enrichments, IDEA-B, which is our special ed federal dollars, IDEA early childhood for special ed, and the Perkins Career and Tech Ed grant. So I'm going to start here. These are last year's FY25 allocations, including reallocations and carryover from 24. Basically just to say this is the total of all money that we got from the federal government in those title programs, okay? So in Title 1A we had $3,843,215.99. And you'll note on some of these I've listed that this includes the non-public portion. And if you aren't aware, we do support our non-public schools with our title funding. We give a portion, and I'll talk a little more detail about that, we do give a portion of our monies to our non-public partners to support our their students, our students, in learning in the non-public schools. In Title 2A, we, in again, FY25, $636,458.01. Title 3, $188,226.60. Title 4A, $430,011.47. IDEA, which is our special ed, $4,374,470.13. IDEA Early Childhood, $139,781.87. And the Perkins Grant, which covers our career tech programming, $263,830.22. So last year we had about $9.8 million that we utilized in our federal funding to support programming here in our district and with our non-public partners. So I'm going to start by saying we got these dropped in today. I'm almost sure I've verified. Thank you, Sean, and the Treasurer's Office for helping us to verify the numbers. So this is what the allocations look like today. Title 1A, we have $3.2 million. Title 2A, $406,144. Title 3, $130,143 and change. Title 4A, $250,200 and change. IDEA-B, our special ed, $2.9 million. IDEA Early Childhood, $80,454. And the Perkins Grant, $238,506. So what I want to point out here is that the discrepancy between last year's allocations and the money that we actually got is about $2.6 million that we're not receiving. Now, I will say this, these just dropped in today, so I did not account for any carryover. I'm not sure if we'll get a carryover balance. These may increase somewhat, but it won't increase to cover the $2.6 million loss in federal funding. Okay? And again, I want to make sure that we do understand and the public understands, this is not general fund money. This is federal dollars that come back through the states to our district. This is not general fund dollars. And when we lose $2.6 million in our federal funding, and we want to continue down the path to support our students and provide them with what they deserve, then sometimes we end up dipping into our general fund balance. And so this is, again, part of the reason why we're looking at operating dollars. I'll stop there real quick. Anything on allocations and what we have in terms of federal funding?
Do you know what portion is going to the non-publics?
Yes, I do. Let me share that next. Now, what that will look like for this year, I don't have that tonight because I just got these today, but I'll update this so that you know what that looks like. But I'll show you what we did last year. So, I also want to say that these federal dollars that come to us, we have people that spend a percentage of their time, our staff, managing the money and making sure that it's implemented properly and that we're in compliance. So that's our job to do that. So we purchase staffing to make sure that those things happen. Those are staff that are already here, but a percentage of their role is to make sure that we're in compliance and that those monies get to where they need to be. So in Title I, our non-public partners receive $390,362.31. In Title IIA, $70,091.95. Title III, language instruction for our English learners, $5,700. Title IVA, student support and academic enrichment, $73,800.26, and our special education, $190,726.03. And that money leaves what comes to us and goes out to our non-publics about $731,680 and 55 cents. Okay. Again, so when we're looking at what our need is, when our federal dollars drop by $2.6 million and another $750,000, we are required to push out to our non-publics. It impacts what we do for our kids here in our district.
But that is also lowered. When the money that you receive is lowered, the money that you push out to the non.
It'll be a percentage. I will update this so we have what we have heading into this year. So these are from last year, FY25, okay? But yes, you're correct. All right, so I'll stop there before I talk about days of cash. Any questions? Okay, very good. I'm trying to make this as riveting as possible, and so we get to 6:35 and get out of here. That's not my thing. All right, days of cash. So I know you're aware of this, but I want to point out a couple of things that I think are important, and this is something that I've kind of leaned into when we're talking about the need for dollars. So I want to point out in yellow, I'm going to read this. This is the board's policy about cash balance reserve. The board believes that maintaining a cash reserve balance of 60 days of last fiscal year's operating expenses is necessary in the interest of sound fiscal management. Operating expenses are found in line 4.50 of the 5-year forecast, which includes all expenditures and debt service. The board affirms that tax levies, now I bolded this word, shall, because that's important for us to keep our head. Shall is not may. Shall is you shall. Shall be pursued. Shall be pursued. and/or the district's finances otherwise managed to ensure a general fund cash reserve balance equivalent to 60 days of last fiscal year's operating expenses. The cash balance reserve will be approved as part of our annual 5-year forecast and will be calculated yearly. And Sean takes us through that every year and is taking you through that every year. But it really is incumbent upon the board to look at the days of cash, which is why I want to pivot off that. I think it's important for us to look at what our days of cash look like as we head into the future. And I will say that it says forecast, right? We watch the weather. Sometimes we get a forecast of rain and it's sunny all day. It's a forecast, so we have to keep that in mind too. Sean enters assumptions into that forecast based on current trends, and it's forecast. We don't stick a stake in the ground and say this is what the money is, because that changes over time, especially over 5 years. We have a 2-year budget from the state and a 5-year forecast. It's sometimes difficult to predict and project where we are going to be. So, this is our days of cash. So last school year, 2025, we were well above. We're at 123 days of cash. Cash on hand that if something happened, we had an emergency, we'd be able to operate. This year, with a little green star, 2026, our current year, we're projected in that forecast to be at 69 days of cash, still above the policy. And you see what happened in 27, 28, and 29. In 27, I can guarantee that the state will be sending us a letter that says, fix this and show us your plan, or they will put us in a status. We'll either be in caution, watch, or emergency. Neither of the three are good, and we certainly don't want to be in an emergency situation. And so at this point in time is when we start looking at, so what do we change here to meet our days of cash policy? So in 2027, we're projected to be at 24 days of cash. In 28, we're at negative 25 days of cash. In 29, we're at negative 79 days of cash. And we spend $445,000 a day, 365, right, Sean? 365 days a year. We have buildings, utilities. We spread out our pay for employees across 12 months. So it costs us $445,000 to run the system. So when you look at 2027, and if I know we understand when you put a levy on the ballot, if that ballot passes, we don't collect the $23 million. We collect half because we're in the second half of the year. So we would collect half of those dollars, about 12 million, 11.5 million, whatever. Where's my math? We'd get half rolling in that second half of the year. We wouldn't have the full collection until a year later. So again, that impacts how we look at our dollars. So to me, this is very important, and I know I've mentioned this before. I've said this to the board, that the days of cash is important. And when you do the math, our actual expenditure, I think last year was 162 million. And yeah, I'll get to this. So I'll stop on days of cash. So any questions on days of cash? Any clarification? Okay, good. So let's talk about staffing. Now, I heard this pretty often. I heard this at the town hall. I got a question about staffing. And somebody had asked, why are you spending, now I've heard two different numbers. Why are you spending 88% of your budget on staffing? And then it was 86. So we actually sat down, and again, kudos to the leadership team for working through this piece with me, and really taking a deep dive into, so what are we actually talking about? Because I think it's important to give actual data to our community so it's not confusing. So here's the actual data. So last year, our expenditures were actually $162 million. Our staffing, including salary and benefits, that's for everyone, $135.3 million for everybody. Everyone, including our CTE. That's 83.3%. It's not 86, and it's not 88. So the actual number is about 83.3%. And I want to talk why that's a little high. We have our own program here, Career Tech Ed. As you are very well aware, we have 17 programs. And our salary and benefits for that staffing is $4.8 million. It's 3.5% of the 83%. of the
And
total.
how much is the grant that we get?
The Perkins grant is, well, let me go back and I'll tell you. About 238,000 allocated for this year, $238,506.71. Okay. So when we talk about staffing in the district, I think it's important to make this differentiation. We may be the only district that has 2 comprehensive high schools that offer career tech programming. Our kids aren't on a waiting list at Polaris or Cuyahoga Valley to get into a program. We do it all right here. And that's important to note because when we talk about what it costs, there is a cost to career tech programming if you're not doing it in your own district, and here's the cost. And this is as of 2023. So our county career tech programs cost 1.2 mils in an operating levy, 0.69 mils in a permanent improvement levy, total effective millage approximately 1.89 mils. So without our programming here, if we weren't paying for the programs and the staffing, our taxpayers would incur an additional 1.89 mils. They pay the county career center for that to go to Polaris. And our kids would be waitlisted and limited, and we probably would have kids unable to get filled in a position or a program that they want. They'd have to come back here. That would increase our class sizes, and we need to purchase another teacher. So when I look at the staffing piece of this, we should be very proud that we have this program in place and that we pay for it. Because I might argue that this saves our taxpayers almost 2 mils in tax that they're not paying to have us send our kids elsewhere. So again, we got 17 programs, and our kids are benefiting. Not only are they benefiting from the education that we're providing, but when they step out of our programs, they get a pathway. And that's what we want. So I also want to say that when those numbers were calculated, the 86, 88, whatever that was based on the May forecast. Again, a prediction. It wasn't actual. They were estimated salary and benefits versus the actual salary and benefits that
And
we
this
calculate
is-
at year end.
And I apologize.
Don't apologize.
And this is the actual, this is not.
This is the actual numbers, yep. This is the actual. So when we're asked, or you're asked, as a board member, why are you spending 88 or 86, whatever the number is, you can now say that actually, that's not the case. It's about 83% on our total staffing. And if you eliminated our CTE programming, we'd probably be right in line with every other district, which is typically between 70 and 80% of your budget is staffing. Okay? So, why would we be asking for operating dollars? Well, to me, these 3 things, to me, point to the need, especially when we talk days of cash. So our policy says we have to be at 60 days, and in 27, we're not. We're not even close. We're at 24, and we're going to be in trouble. Why? What do we want? What do our kids deserve here? I think they deserve the very best opportunities that we can provide. And we can't do that without operating dollars. And I think we need to be forward thinking. I've said this before, that we just need to rebrand how we're thinking of things. And to me, this is an investment in the future. Let's invest in our students and in our district, and ask the community to do the same. Because I think it's important to protect what we have and to strengthen the path that we're on. We're doing some great things here. And I think this is the why. This is why we're asking. This is why we need it. These are actual numbers. This isn't an estimate. This isn't a guess. This isn't a throw a dart at the dartboard and see if that's what sticks. This is it. And so again, when we get to 27, that's what we should keep our eye on. And that's the story we should tell our community when they ask us. Other questions?
Yeah, so, in the title monies, you mentioned carryover. So what happens to the funds that aren't encumbered or not spent in those title things? Like, say, I don't know, say the non-publics don't spend all their money.
So there's some specific timelines around. Sean, do you care to
Yeah,
hop in and
so
help me out with this one?
We usually have 27 months to
Months.
spend our allocation. And we pay salaries in July and August, so if it's a Title I teacher, we're paying, even though their last day is probably in June, we spread their payout over 12 months. So they're not working in July and August, but they've already earned that money, we're just spreading it out in July and August. And after we do our final expenditure report, which is usually due in September 30th, but this year they moved it out to December 31st because we didn't, so unsure about allocations. Then the state will approve whatever money's left over as a carryover to be used for the 26 grants. Title I, you're allowed to carry over 15%. Carl Perkins, it's use it or lose it. All the other grants, there's no percent that caps it, you just carry it over, but you have to get approval from the state.
Do they have to allow it to be carried over, or can they say use it or lose it?
The state has to approve the carryover.
Right, but
So
they can deny the
so they
They
carryover.
could deny it if there's a $3 million grant and we have $3 million left. They're probably say, well, we're not gonna let you carry over $3 million. It's totally completely up to them, but we're not gonna ever have $3 million left in a $3.2 million grant because they were not meeting the needs of our students.
Right. No, I was just curious, like, if you had like 300,000 left over or something, that they could say, no, you obviously only need 2.7 million, not 3 million, because you didn't use it all, so
They could
you
do
can't
that,
carry it over.
but they typically will approve it. But it could affect us in future allocations if they see that you're not spending all, we allocate you, but you're gonna cut your future needs.
Okay, thanks.
Other questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Has anybody ever asked you why federal funding was so drastically reduced? Do we ever?
No one's asked, but I think, I mean, it's pretty clear, you look at what's happening at the federal level, there is, a great effort to eliminate the U.S. Department of Ed and have all those monies be managed by the states, by the Department of Eds in each state, which might provide a different challenge in terms of how those dollars get allocated and what the formula is and how they will determine need. So I think that is part of the play, is that if the U.S. Department isn't going to be managing these to push back down through the states and get to the districts, if the states have to manage that, then it may look different. It will look different from state to state.
But is that money going to the states at this point, or is it just now?
Right now, it's in our coffer, so I think if this is to be determined, depends on what happens at the federal level. But I know the push is to have the states manage those title dollars.
But those dollars that you said we're not getting them, so they're not in our coffers.
Well, right now, I feel fortunate that we do have our allocations, not like last year's.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The difference in allocations, we do
Yeah.
not have that difference.
Yeah, and this may change because the numbers I have today are the allocations. I don't have a carryover number that might add to that a little bit. I don't know it'll be $2.6 million, but it will probably increase what I had on that 7.2 million for this year, upwards somewhat, but I don't know that it will get us to 9.6.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very, very good. All right, this brings us to communications. Board members? Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to remind everybody about the Back to School Community Fair that is going to be going on August 13th from 5 to 7 at Byers Field. They're going to have a bunch of community and school organizations and resources, along with some local businesses there. We're going to have student performances, including the bands, the cheerleaders, and the athletes from both of our high schools, and they're going to follow that with movie night at 7:30.
Very cool, thank you. That's at Byers Field, you said, right?
Yes. Yes, both are in Byers Field.
The 13th, August 13th, next Wednesday. What do you got, Tom?
Okay, I was gonna talk a little bit about The Wizard of Oz that was recently performed at Normandy High School. They did a performance Friday evening as normal, and then also on Saturday evening and Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So I went to the Friday one, and I just thought it was enchanting. It was just wonderful, especially the Munchkins, little kids that that was like, it seemed like 100 kids came on the little kid, they were so cute. And it was like any child in the district could be in it. And it was wonderful, so if you didn't go, you missed something really, really special, and kudos to our theatrical department.
And thank you for Jack Roberts. Jack Roberts plays the piano the entire time during that show. And, he's a wonderful pianist. And so they did a nice job. My favorite character probably out of the whole thing was the lion with the
Yeah,
courage.
the lion was
I've seen
awesome.
that kid play in some other plays. He did some other characters, and his mannerisms and his characters transformed him. It was pretty impressive. But all the kids did a great job. My favorite just happened to be the Cowardly Lion.
Mine too, a lot of people said that. And also the Parma Orchestra performed with the kids that are in
Oh,
the
right.
orchestra, so.
An orchestra
they were
pit,
great.
so it was live music.
Yeah, it was live music, it was just wonderful.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, very good. Anybody else? Anything? Treasurer?
I do not have anything.
Nothing today? We don't have a PTA council report, do we?
I could say one thing, Parma has a safety fair tomorrow.
They do.
If anybody's interested in going to that, it's up there by the police department.
It's on
That's
Saturday.
Saturday. not
Saturday, did I say, what did I
You
say?
said tomorrow. Today's
I meant Saturday, I'm sorry, yeah, Saturday. Anyway, just
Saturday.
throwing that out there.
Fixed it. All right. Very good. All right. At this point, we open the meeting to the public to address the board's tonight's agenda items, which we have none. All right. So, write it down. Oh, I got this. We don't need amendments. All right. I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-359, approval of the written record for proceedings from the August 4th special board meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-359. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yeah.
Mr. Ruda.
Yes.
Ms. Cohart.
Yes.
Ms. Griffith.
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-08-359 has been approved. This brings us to business. Mr. Ruda.
We have nothing for business, so unless another board member has something you want to discuss, we can just skip business
I
tonight.
may skip that. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Ruda. This brings us to curriculum. Ms. Kirpick.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-360, granting authority to the administration to enter into contracts with Phoenix Learning Center during the 2025-2026 school year.
Is it me? I'm sorry, second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-360. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Griffith.
Yes.
Ms. Cohart.
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart.
Yes.
Mr. Ruda.
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yes, resolution 2025-08-360 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-361, approval of overnight out-of-state field trip to Columbus, Ohio on February 24th to 25th, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-361. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Griffith.
Yes.
Ms. Cohart.
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart.
Yes.
Mr. Ruda.
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yes, resolution 2025-08-361 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-362, approval of overnight out-of-state field trip to New York City, New York on March 29th to April 2nd, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-362. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, Mr. Nucio.
Ms. Griffith.
Yes.
Ms. Cohart.
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart.
Yes.
Mr. Ruda.
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yes, resolution 2025-08-362 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-363, granting authority to the administration to enter into a contract with the family during the 2025-2028 school year.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-363. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-363 has been approved.
Unless another board member has anything to discuss, this will conclude curriculum.
Thank you, Ms. Griffith. This brings us to finance.
I move-
Cohart.
Thank you. I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-364, approval of supplemental appropriations.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-364. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-364 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-365, authorization to accept the activity purpose statement.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-365. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, Mr. Nucio.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-365 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-366, authorization to accept the activity purpose statement.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-366. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, Mr. Nucio.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-366 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-367, approval of then and now certificates over $3,000, 2025 to 2026.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-367. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, Mr. Nucio.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-367 has been approved.
Unless any other board member has anything to discuss, this will conclude finance.
Thank you, Ms. Coburn. This brings us to human resources and Ms. McTaggart.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-368, approval of the following certificated exhibits: confirmation of certificated appointments, confirmation of certificated replacements, confirmation of supplemental appointments, approval of certificated non-compensated leaves of absence, acceptance of certificated resignations, acceptance of certificated administrative resignations.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-368. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-368 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-369, bus duty substitute appointment.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-369. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-369 has been approved.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-370, approval of the following classified exhibits: confirmation of classified appointments, confirmation of classified replacements, confirmation of classified change of assignments, approval of classified non-compensated leaves of absences, confirmation of classified administrative replacement.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-08-370. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, Mr. Nucio.
Ms. McTaggart?
Yes.
Ms. Kerpick?
Yes.
Ms. Cohart?
Yes.
Mr. Ruda?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes, resolution 2025-08-370 has been approved. Yes, sir, do you want to
Yeah,
introduce some folks?
real
to
quick,
us
I know we
today?
have some individuals in the audience that I'd like to recognize, so many of you probably know Lisa Frankie. Lisa, stand up, Lisa, don't be shy. Lisa is courageously taking on the role of supporting the superintendent full-time, so appreciate that. And she actually started on August 1st officially, so thank you, Lisa, for being here. We also have some new teachers to the district. So Alexandra Tillman, are you here, Alexandra? Stand up, Alexandra, intervention specialist. Kristen Webb, is Kristen here? Hi, Kristen. Also an intervention specialist. And Alyssa Wilkins, also an intervention specialist. Thank goodness, because they're hard to come by, so we appreciate you being here. Now, I know we took attendance, so if I miss somebody, please shout out now so I can recognize you, but I think we got everyone in the audience. So, last...
Dr.
I'm not done.
Clarissa.
I'm not done.
Okay. Thank you.
So we actually have two individuals here. Last month, we had a special meeting, so we didn't really do the intro that I would have done initially, but Brett Campbell is here. Brett is an experienced, dedicated education and transportation professional. He has a diverse background spanning restaurant, IT, and public education sector. So for the last 19 years, Brett has worked at Mentor Public and Painesville City, holding a variety of roles, including bus operator, material handler, IT department staff, and transportation supervisor. In 2023, Brett earned his Master of Transportation Administration, MTA, from OSBA, the Ohio School Boards Association, and currently pursuing his onboard instructor certification. I know he's excited to be here to bring his leadership and experience with a safety-first mindset to the district, and so welcome, Brett. And Carissa Cochran. Carissa, I know you're here. Stand up so everyone can see you. So Carissa is going to fill the role of Director of Communications and PR. Carissa is a seasoned communications professional with more than a decade of experience in public service, strategic communications, and public engagement. She's joining the district after serving as the Public Information Officer for the Ohio Department of Agriculture's H2 Ohio program, where she led communication efforts focused on water quality and conservation. Her career spanned diverse roles, including Director of Communications and Government Relations at the South Carolina Office of Resilience, where she built a comprehensive communications program for a brand new state agency and coordinated that strategy for South Carolina's nationally recognized statewide resilience plan. Her expertise lies in building trust through clear, accessible messaging, whether she's translating complex policy for the public or coordinating cross-agency initiatives. So we're very pleased to have Carissa here as Director of Communications and PR. So welcome. I believe I captured everyone.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else? Ms. McTaggart? Is there anything else?
Unless there's anything that a board member would like to discuss, this concludes human resources.
Thank you. So that brings us to policy, Ms. Cohen.
I don't believe we have anything. Am I missing something?
No.
We have nothing to discuss for policies.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Carter. This brings us to questions read in the record. Do we have any? Nope. So this moves us on to, I move to adopt resolution 2025-08-372.
Second. You usually say to adjourn this
Yeah.
meeting. So I was
Sorry.
waiting for you to finish the
Sorry.
sentence.
Excuse me, to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to, motion and a second to adjourn this meeting, adopt resolution 2025. You got me screwed up. Oh, wait, 372.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Vaughn.
Yes.
Mr. Ruda.
Yes.
Ms. Cohart.
Yes.
Ms. Gerpick.
Yes.
Ms. McTaggart.
Yes.
Meeting's adjourned.